Daily walk back from VA. So I ate terrible. So I gotta get back into it. When I'm in the South, I get busy. I was at the soul food spot like every night. I need them to hurt me. Send out the notifications. I'm still woofing. We're about to have a conversation tonight, man. We're about to have a conversation. It's a good conversation now that the fight's been officially announced, and now they're calling it the one, which we all know that's what Floyd versus Canelo was called. 2 Cents, what up? I have a very unique take about this thing. I'll wait for some more people to hop in here, and then we're gonna cook, man. Is Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez more meaningful or a bigger fight than Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez? I feel like it's a good question. I feel like it's a good conversation. Let me start. A lot of people will not agree with this, but Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez is a bigger fight. Not bigger commercially. Not bigger commercially because Floyd is a way bigger star than Terence Crawford will ever be. And Canelo is a way bigger star than what Canelo was back in the day. But the reason why it's a bigger fight, just boxing wise, not financially, boxing wise, is because whoever wins this fight is going to be the king of their era. Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are around the same age, even though Canelo's been fighting longer. I think Crawford's a little bit older. But they've been battling for pound king for, I'm going to say, the last 5 to 6 years. This fight is going to determine who is the best fighter of their generation. Now, Crawford got to go through the fucking fire to do it. He got to jump up, what is it, 2 weight classes. Well, it was really 3 because he only really had one fight at 54. But he's jumping up in weight. Canelo Alvarez is the king at that weight, comfortable, undisputed. Never even had a close fight at 68. And Crawford is coming off a dominating performance against Spence, but a victory against Madrimov, but it wasn't as clean as we're used to Terence Crawford fights being, if we're going to be honest. But whoever wins is the guy. And for me, since everybody's saying they want to see this fight, ain't no excuses. I don't want to hear anything about weight. I don't want to hear anything about Canelo having too many fights and he's not the same. Nah, I don't want to hear it. This is the fight that the fans say they want. Whoever wins is the best fighter of their generation. Both, I feel like, are complete fighters. Both have unique skill sets, different but unique, as opposed to Floyd versus Canelo, which was the guy who was the king and the guy who is next to carry the crown. Floyd versus Canelo would be more like Crawford versus Boots than Canelo and Crawford. So that's what I would equate that to. If Crawford fought Boots, that's exactly like Mayweather Canelo, where it's the guy who's established, the guy's looked at as pound for pound number one, and then the guy that's coming along that when you look at him, you say, yo, this is going to be the baddest motherfucker of the next 10 years. But Canelo and Crawford, who's going to stamp their name as the guy? So you had Ray Robinson, you had Muhammad Ali, you had Ray Leonard, you had Floyd Mayweather, and now who's the guy of this era? Oh, Mac, what up? My man Molly Mall, appreciate the $2 super chat. You think Canelo versus Benavidez is bigger? I think it might be commercially on the same level, but I don't think it's bigger legacy wise. If Terence Crawford wins this fight, Terence Crawford is going to be viewed in a completely different light. If Terence Crawford wins this fight, now for y'all already got Crawford top 10, top 15, some got him in the top five. I feel like y'all don't go back as far when you talk about these boxers. Like you got Willie Pep, you got Henry Armstrong, it's a lot of motherfuckers. Sandy Sadler. Like there's a lot of fighters that are overlooked when they call the greatest of all time. And so I can't put Crawford above those guys yet. But if he goes out and he takes care of Canelo Alvarez, put it like this: if Terence Crawford stops Canelo Alvarez, we gotta start having a different conversation, man. Because I know Crawford fans want to put him with Floyd, but to me you can't, based off of the quality of opposition that Floyd beat. But if he stops Canelo Alvarez, we need to start having that conversation and start being very realistic about that conversation. Right now, I can't put him with Floyd, Ray Leonard, and Ray Robinson. If he stops Canelo, bro, I don't know, man. All right, bringing in my old head. This is the guy that taught me a lot about boxing, DJ Ram. Chief, what up?
What up with you? What's good? What's good?
Oh man, I'm chilling, man.
What's up with you? I can let me share this a little bit. Hold on. Let me share this real quick. I got some people that would like to see this.
So between my old head DJ Ram and my old head Mac and my man Okoye, that's my starting
Yeah, I
boxing.
go.
Yeah,
What's
I
good?
didn't
What's
know too
good?
much about boxing. They're the ones that introduced me and taught me boxing, right? All right, so do me a favor, give them your background first in boxing so they know how credible you are.
Uh, one of the first to ever train with Bozy. Real simple. In his garage before the dungeon even existed. You want to take it back there, Six in Rockland.
God damn. And Bo been training fighters for like
Since,
40
since he
years.
retired. Since he retired, yeah. Nah, since he retired. Let me see. I'm 53 now. 40 years. Easy 40 years. 40 plus.
Sheesh. All
40
right,
plus. I'm
so
getting go ahead, go ahead.
no, go ahead, cook.
Nah, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for this trip to Florida tomorrow. So I got a little time. I'm sit here. I'm enjoy a beer too. Just chilling. That's all. Getting myself together. But what you want to talk about? I'm talking about this past weekend.
All right, we'll get to that. The initial topic is Canelo versus Crawford bigger, not financially, but just bigger, like more at stake than Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo.
No, it
Why?
is. It is. It is. It is because from when Floyd fought Canelo to today, boxing has become some shit. A lot of politics, a lot of money grab. People ain't fighting who they supposed to be fighting. You understand what I'm saying? Um, so it was a big fight. back then for Canelo's side, which he lost anyway, and they gave it a split decision. It should have been unanimous. But Crawford, the difference back then was that Floyd went up from 147 to meet up with Canelo, who was fighting at 154 at the time. I believe they met up at like 152 on the catch weight.
Yeah,
Am I
152.
correct? Okay, so
Yeah,
they met up at a 152 on the catch weight there. Um, so it wasn't something like in Bud's situation right now. Bud, great fighter. I like Bud. You remember I picked him over Errol Spence too. Remember that? Remember
yeah,
I picked him over Errol, right? Um, so I always like Bud. Bud reminds me kind of like a Hearns back in the day, a Hitman Hearns. Know what I mean, um, but jumping up, like he only had one fight at 154. He was really, he was a. You see what he did at 140. Went up to 147. See what he was doing there. He had one fight, but he had one fight with Madrigal over
Madrimal.
there
Yeah,
right over there in 154, and now he's skipping 160, jumping up to 168. Now I mean, to fight, not. I'm not the biggest Canelo fan because he's been picking and choosing a lot of dumb shit he's been doing. But Canelo's still a hell of a fighter.
mm.
He's still a hell of a fighter. He got his little dirty tactics. You know, when he shoots that little left feint up, ha, and then comes down and hits you right in your hip bone. Little dirty motherfucker. You know, he does all his little shit like that. Loves hitting shoulder, hitting you in your shoulder, hitting you in your bicep, make your arms come down, weaken them. I mean, little cheap shots he do. But he's still a hell of a fighter. He became everybody could agree whether you like these fighters or not. You could always everyone always agrees to one thing. Canelo became a much better fighter after his fight with Mayweather. He started
Mm.
getting head move. He started developing head movement. Started developing a better defense. But it was after that fight. So he's a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter. Can't take that from him. Um, and that's his weight class. His weight class is for a reason. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for Crawford. Not taking none from Crawford. If somebody can leap up like that and do it, it would be a Crawford. I mean, Crawford is that good too. Um, but it's just to me, it's just I can't really. I don't want to take from Bud and not go for him in that fight because I know technically I feel like he's better technically, but it's just the jump. Really, he's really jumping from 147 up to 168. And then he had one
Yeah.
fight at 154. That was a test run. You understand what I'm saying? Um, like what's going to happen if his power isn't doesn't carry up to 168? At least at 164. So now I mean, like at least hit like a real middleweight. If you're not going to hit like a super middleweight, you know what I'm saying? You got to have some type of crack at that weight class, man. If Canelo don't feel your punch, he's coming to walk you down. If he doesn't respect your power, he's gonna walk you down.
Yeah. Now,
That's
what do you
simple.
always, what do you and Bozy always say? There, the, the, the power, the key to the power is the speed of the punch. It's the ones that
Yep.
you don't see that hurt the most.
That's the
Power
one
and
that
speed.
knocks your equilibrium. That's what drops. People is the chin. You've seen plenty of people get hit dead in the chin. Oh, he got an iron chin. No, he seen it coming and he rolled with it. He did a lot of shit with it. Know what I mean, not to get, but for real, you can hit any piece of your head where your shit snaps. You get equal that little thing that sends that signal from your mental to your physical. When that shit gets disrupted real quick, catches that glitch from you getting hit like that. That's when your body crumbles.
Mm.
But that's why they said the one you don't see coming is the one that gets that reaction. You know what I mean? Yeah, the power is definitely in the speed of that punch. If you don't see it coming, snatch everything.
I seen him this weekend. I seen him a bunch of times. That motherfucker every bit 190 pounds right now.
Ooh,
Crawford.
yeah, they
Yeah,
said that. They said that. But they also said he was working out the other day. I didn't see it. They said he was working out and he looked a little sluggish too. He looked
he
a little
does.
slower, a little heavy. Yeah, right.
And the fact people got to remember when they're used to seeing Terence Crawford, like when he's in a boxing ring, he's probably in his 60s,
Right.
right? But when you see a guy
Lots of
work out,
rehydration.
Yeah, when you see a guy work out in the 80s and 90s, you're gonna see that he's a step slow, and you can see it in his face, you can see it in his body. Me spending time around boxers, now I understand the difference between a dude that's not really in the gym, like he might come in and hit the bag, and a dude that's in kit. Right now, he just probably just coming in and just shake it out.
Right,
But yeah, he every bit of
right.
185, 190, easy.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah,
I'm
so
listening.
I don't think he should come in like, all right, so you weighed at 168. I don't think he should like rehydrate in the 70s. I think he should stay in the 60s. He wants to
I'm
be
on the
quick. He
boxing
wants to be
live with pedal.
elusive.
Man, on the phone. With pedal. I'm on live on the boxing live on YouTube. Yeah. Hey man said what's up, pedal.
So I'm saying, man, I said, what's up, yo?
He said what's up. All right. I'll let you give me a call when I'm done. Where you at? Oh, okay. Tell him I said what's up. I'll hit you up in a little bit. Thanks, bro. My bad, pedal.
Yeah. But I think he needs to keep his twitchiness. Don't try to be the bigger man. Don't try to match physicality with Canelo. You can't. Deep down, you can't. You have to be you. You have to be the quicker,
Right.
twitchier fighter.
Uh-huh. But I don't think he's going to be the quicker fighter at 116 if he's going the route he's going.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
He got cuz man, he's jumping up too fast. He's all like you said, he's already at like 190, so he's already coming down. What he should have did was stuck in the gym from then and let himself get up a little heavier while he's still going. Don't get out the gym. Don't stop. When you got, I know it's September. You can always say I got 12 weeks. You're not, nah. You're supposed to be on go since they was talking about it to be ready. If you were to fight Canelo today, you wouldn't be ready.
Yeah, but you don't want to peak too early though. Like you don't want to leave everything in the gym though, right?
I don't think you will. You don't overtrain yourself. You can take a day or two off. You don't got to be every day like you would in actual camp. But keep yourself sharp, keep yourself in shape. Look, what about you got guys that do that, people that get called on a short notice for a fight? They take the fight and they come in at the right weight and everything. Why? Because they kept their ass in the gym.
Mm.
They kept their ass in the gym. Am I lying?
All right. Yeah. Who do you got winning this one?
Um, if Bud goes in slow, Canelo won't beat you. That's his weight class. Canelo's fast at that weight class. He hits hard. Remember, Gamboa, you know what I'm saying? Um, I guess you could use the argument with Cotto's brother hurting Canelo years ago, all right? But
Yeah.
um, but they was at the same weight class when you hurt Canelo, though. Just like Gamboa and Crawford. But this is it's the weight that's fucking with me. If they was fighting like Floyd and Canelo did at 152, one was 154, one was 147. They met at 152. I go Crawford. Crawford, I think is better because he's just better. He's going to place his punches better. He's going to do everything better than Canelo. You understand what I'm saying? But
Mm.
my only concern is to me he's really jumping from welterweight to 168. You think people like Cal Brook went from 147 up and tried to fight Triple G. You got Amir Khan that went up from 147 tried to fight Canelo, but they fought at 160. Now I mean it's like a whole nother weight class there now too. You know?
All right. So my I initially had it Canelo, and I didn't think it was a good fight. I didn't like the fight because I felt like they were requiring Crawford to do too much, like jumping up three weight classes and facing the best 68 pounder. That's a lot. But after watching the William Skull fight, I realized that Canelo still has the same Achilles heel, along with the fact that Canelo really ain't a real 68.
hmm
Not
But
a
the
real
thing
68.
is, nah, he's a real 68. He's a real
No,
68 from 68 to 75 for real, for real.
I
He's just
think
short.
no. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I think Canelo can make 60. I just don't think he wants to.
Mm, nah, I think 168 is where he's at. Remember, he was already at 60 and going up to 180 and shit like that on rehydration, like nothing. I mean, he was 168. Mm,
I think the size difference is not that glaring. I got this a 50-50 fight, and I think the key to this fight is number one, is Bud quick at 168 pounds?
that's the problem.
Two, can Bud hurt Canelo? And three, can Bud's chin hold up? And can Canelo cut the ring off?
Mm. The thing is, my thing is that uh, I don't think Crawford's going to go in there. Um, he might play a little peekaboo and shit like that, little stick and move, but he ain't gonna be no skull. He ain't gonna be like Lara. Know what I mean, although Lara to me beat him, but they gave it. He did more running than beating him because you try to look at it, like some people try to say like I feel like he tried to copy Floyd's blueprint. That's a part of Floyd's blueprint when he fought Canelo. Remember, Floyd said it. I'm gonna take the fight to him, and he did. But he just knew
Yeah.
to take it to him and get the fuck out the way. You know what I mean? He did it the right way. Lara was just hitting and running. It looked a little worse for Lara, so it didn't work for him. But I think he won. I think technically he won.
Yeah, I thought Lar beat him. I thought
Hmm.
Triple G beat him that first fight too.
Triple G won the first fight. The second fight, I could have gave the nod to either one, but I probably would have favored Triple G, him being the champion. But that was already set for him being robbed with the first fight. That first fight was a straight robbery. Triple G won that fight clear. It was a good fight. It was a fight. He had a challenge. I mean, it wasn't like a walkthrough like he's done other people, but it was he got robbed. He got robbed. You know who might argue with that?
Ooh.
Who?
Oh
Back
yeah,
then, Pooh was loving Canelo. Pooh was loving Canelo back then. Mhm.
yeah. That's his sparring partner. That's his man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. Look at that. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like that's why I said Pooh was loving. Nah, Canelo won that. No, he didn't, man. He ain't win that fight, man. Come on, Pooh. He ain't win that. He ain't win that one.
All
Let's talk
right,
about recents. What's up?
huh? What's that?
let's, let's talk about recents. What's up?
All right, come on. I know you wanted to talk about it. All right, go ahead, cook.
All right, we could go. We could go. We could go with. Let I got a couple things we could talk about. We can go. We could go to Brooklyn with it.
We'll
We
save
could go to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. We'll save Brooklyn last. Let's talk about the card this past weekend.
Okay, the card this past weekend. Bad motherfucker. Bad motherfucker. Right.
Abdullah
Um,
Mason, yo.
bad motherfucker. Um, let me see. That Casa Chica fighting Tiger. He came to fight. He wasn't a great fighter, but he came to fight. They gave the fight to Tiger. I think Casamiga did a little bit. They gave it a wide margin. I think he did a little more than what they gave him. I don't think he won, but they should have made the rounds a little closer.
You talking about
Um,
Boca Chica? Yeah, I had to fight
yeah.
like
I
I
say
had
Casa Chica,
six
Boca
rounds
Chica. Yeah,
before. Yeah, I had like six
yeah,
rounds before, seven to
yeah.
three.
They want to make it like 8-2 and shit, right? But then you had Keon Davis got knocked out.
Well, he didn't get
Keon
knocked
Davis,
out.
no, he ain't get knocked out. He got a knockout. The younger one, the Keon.
Yeah, Keon, not Kelvin.
Yeah,
Keon, yeah.
yeah, right. Now, um, let's get to Keyshawn first. First,
Go ahead.
up getting on the scale. He fucked up getting on the scale. Fucked his money up with that one. Gave a nice bag to De Los Santos, without having to throw a punch. He lost at the scale. Played himself with that one. Had an interview after that. He said on the interview that he knew he couldn't make weight no more. He should have just went up. He should have been more professional. He called all the shit right. Okay, cool, no problem. Now it's fight night. Now his brother Kelvin's in the ring, and his brother Kelvin think he gonna just walk through little woo, right?
Yeah.
That overhand right caught him. Pow. Fuck you, my right. I was happy for that because I'm gonna tell you why I was happy from the jump. I already disliked Kelvin We're just walking out with a rapper. I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired.
Nah,
Shit. It don't sound nothing like the song. The mic and the song ain't at point together. And I'm saying it sounds like shit. And it makes our people look like shit when they sound like shit. You understand what I'm
all
saying? You got
right.
the whole
You
world
you a
watching.
DJ, so you're a DJ, so I'm going to accept your expertise.
Okay, now. So that was already a check. I don't like that one, right? Then he went out there and did nothing. For real, for real. He did nothing. He lost. Now after the fight, that's the problem. And them motherfuckers. Now let me tell you something. I don't gotta be at fights, but I be knowing what happens at fight. They could sit there. Excuse me. They could sit there and be like, "Oh, uh, nobody jumped nobody." That's a damn lie. That hallway shit ain't what happened in the dressing room. Know what I mean? I be knowing shit. I be knowing shit. Let me tell you something. If it was nothing jumping like that, nothing. Hey, all I'm gonna say is how I know Bo Mac and Bud went in the dressing room and apologized for the Davis brothers and nothing. I know shit like that. I get shit like that. You know that's what happened out there. That's what happened out in Norfolk. I'll tell you what. I don't think Keyshawn could fight in the city of Philadelphia. It won't be
I
nice.
don't
I
I
won't.
don't
You're
think
not in
that
a
would.
position for that.
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't
think
think.
that would. At this point in time, I don't think that would be a good move.
Nah,
Just
Philly different.
I,
They'll touch
look,
him.
I fuck with Wu. I fuck with Keyshawn, even though I'm really disappointed in Keyshawn. But no, that wouldn't be a good move at this point in time.
Nah, I don't think he might. I don't think he might come in the Philly. Not the way they play out here. Nah, they take that shit serious. Know what I mean? That was some corny shit anyway. You're a professional fighter. You're a cornball. That'll get you an assault charge. You're a cornball for that. I used to like
Yo,
Keyshawn. I might like him again one day, but like you said, disappointment is a motherfucker. Sometimes you hold on to it. I think he did some cornball shit.
I want to point out something, right? As men, you take L's. Manhood is a part of taking L's, right? And how you respond to those L's. When J Rock got knocked out by Jason Rosario in Philadelphia, nothing happened to him. He put on, right? He came into that man's backyard. He beat him. He stopped him.
Mhm.
Jason Rosario walked out, no problem, right? And J
If
Rock was a
anything,
champion.
if anything, people in the city was like,
He
"Yo,
he
good
earned
fight,
he
man. You had his number." You know what I'm
he
saying?
earned he earned respect, right? Dudes get beat in hometowns all the fucking time, right? You
All the time.
came, you fortunate in Philly. You come, Karen Chikazen. Karen Chikazen lost. Karen Chikazen got
We
nothing but congratulations,
gave
respect.
Boots a hell of a fight.
Yeah. So our thing is in Philly, if you come and you rumble, win or lose, you gonna get our respect.
Yeah,
That wasn't a good look, bro. That
that's
man
not a
went to
good
your
look at all.
hometown. Y'all said y'all was gonna knock him out. Y'all said he was an R&B singer. Y'all talked a whole lot of shit, and you can talk shit, but you didn't back it up. So then, when you don't back it up, now you get mad and then choose to go another route. You don't do
Corny,
that, yo. Yo,
cornball shit,
if you if
cornball
you had a
shit.
if you had a real life issue, rematch it. If you feel that way, rematch it. Yo,
Well,
Wu got
Who said it to you? Now, Keyshawn, you gotta run it back. He's like, you gotta run it back.
Wu got brothers.
They was out of Texas fighting, if I'm not mistaken. His brothers remember fighting in Texas or in another state, right? I said,
Hold on one second.
yeah,
That shit
yeah,
is loud as fuck. I can't hear you. Niggas, niggas drill bugs.
yeah.
What you say?
I said that his brothers were fighting in another state that night,
His
right?
brothers were fighting in San Antonio at
Texas,
TCL.
Texas, yep.
They they was at the first fight. I'm saying if they really felt some kind of way, right? Quadir Albright, 147 pounder. He could fight Keon at 150. Keon's fighting at catchweights. Isaiah Johnson, 140 pounder. He can fight Calvin. And Wu and Keyshawn can rematch. If it's that deep, if y'all feel that deep about it, handle it that way. But I
Make it
hate the
happen.
fact that Wu's victory got rained on
With that nut
because
shit.
Keyshawn was feeling some kind of way. One, I hate the fact
Fuck.
that Keyshawn fucked up his money and fucked up his reputation over him feeling some kind of way. Like Key, you better than that, yo. Yo, everything I feel like motherfuckers have this Floyd Mayweather played a mind fuck with the boxing youth. You don't gotta be perfect. Ain't no man perfect.
You know, when you say that, man, it's like these streets, man. A lot of us went to jail and left our kids to be raised with their mothers. Their mothers was either always with a different nigga, always hanging around her friends and her female cousins. And these young men are now young emotional ass men. They grew up emotional as fuck. You understand what I'm saying? They don't know how to react like you said. Let's say like Wu said. Now we got to run it back in the ring. You understand what I'm saying? They don't think like that. They must have heard some of that drill rap shit right before the fight. They was coming out to it. Remember? They hearing that. And they get their mind like caught up with that. Like it's a shame when you're that young. You get some good money in your pocket, and there's nobody there to tell you to calm your
Mhm.
ass the fuck down. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I see with them. I don't know what the insides of their families and this and that is, but something. If they think that shit is acceptable, and anybody over there in Norfolk sit there and be like, yeah, y'all did y'all thing. Y'all did. Y'all did some nut shit. Y'all did some nut shit. Dishonorable shit. That ain't no man of honor shit, that punk ass shit y'all did. He took a L. He got a L. He called a L. He got to take that shit. Take that L.
I can't hear you. Huh? Oh, I'm online right now. I'm sorry, baby. Yo, no,
Yeah.
no, you 100% right. And Kelvin took his L like a G. He had a step up fight. He lost. It
He
happens.
lost.
Go back to the lab and fix your mistakes. I don't think Kelvin should be fighting at 140. I think Kelvin's a 147. He
Yeah.
fought a
Too
he fought a
tall.
quicker man. He fought a quicker man this show.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
speed difference was the key to victory.
I don't think my thing with Calvin is I just don't think he's too good. Even fighting at 140 with his size, his height, his reach, he should have a better fight plan. He just can't. He's not a good fighter, man. He's not a good fighter. He should have been keeping Wu away. That jab, man. Use the fucking jab. Ah, ah,
Yeah,
ah. You
that's the
understand what I'm saying?
that's the one thing with Kelvin. For me, I think Kelvin is solid, but I think he fights the wrong way. He doesn't use his gifts. He fights like a counterpuncher, bro. Watch tapes of Tommy Hearns. Use the stick and then fire the left hands off the stick. Make it simple for yourself.
Yep. He don't know how to stick him though. He ain't thinking like that. He thinking like he's gonna try to fight somebody in the street with a little boxing technique. Man. You ever see one of them dudes that don't really know how to fight like that, but tries to use a little boxing technique in a street fight and
Yeah,
be getting caught? That's what Kelvin did. He's trying to fight like he's fighting somebody in the street. You know what I mean? Without the tussling and wrestling, but
yeah, but
that's the way I look at it.
I think he should be fighting at 47, and I think that he should just jab. That's it, just jab. Somebody
Yeah.
somebody comes around the jab, you fire the left hand. But jab, change levels, give me a stab, give me an up jab off the stab. Like he could do so much.
And he
But it
has
was
the
a
like
bad
I
night,
said,
and he took it in stride though. It was a
no,
bad
he
night. He
did. No,
talked
I
his
give him
shit.
credit. I give him
He
credit
took
for
it in
that.
stride.
I give him credit for that. Know what I mean? And then you know what else? Let me tell you what made me lose more respect for Keyshawn. I lost respect for him. That's more than disappointment now, man. And I'm gonna tell you why. I just remembered this part. His little toddler ass son was there. His son in a stroller, a baby in a fucking stroller, and you running with your brother in the dressing room to jump a fighter that just beat your other brother. You a chump. He's shot a chump. He's a fucking nut. He's a nut. He's a nut. I'm talking like Tim Bradley right now, and I hate when Tim Bradley talk. Yeah, yo, I'm talking like Tim Bradley now. Like, nah, but the facts are facts, man. That was in front of your child, your toddler, man. Use a nut for that. Use a nut for
Yo,
that.
Woo's my young boy. I like Keyshawn. I fucks with him. Like I said, I'm disappointed.
I
I'm
can't
not gonna
respect
write him
that.
off. I'm not gonna write him off, but I'm not gonna be one of these old heads that just okay shit or brush it off because you popping. Nah, bro.
Nah, I ain't giving you a pass.
You were dead fucking wrong for that, right? And
Yeah,
take accountability as a man. Your life ain't over, your career ain't over. You know, you my old head. You know I've done nut shit in my day. It's shit that you had to check me on, and it's shit that my dad had to check me on, whether it was holes, um whether it was stink. I'm trying to think
attitude sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
Like people,
attitude. Like,
yeah, people don't know I was a young head case and I was running around doing dumb shit, right? Y'all held me accountable though.
yeah,
And he needs to be held
absolutely.
accountable.
Yep, yep. You're right. His old head should be checking you. Yep. His old head should be checking him, man. Like
He
I said,
lost over $1 million. He lost over $1 million, bro. Coming from where we come from? Come on, you can't take an L like that, yo.
yeah, what I said. He's a nut for that shit. I'm gonna tell you, he knew he wasn't gonna make weight. I think, like everybody said, he was thinking like he was thinking De Los Santos and was gonna keep like, ah, fuck it. But nah, his trainer said they touched it, they touched Keyshawn, was like, yo, and when he touched him, they was like, nah, this motherfucking solid. He ain't even try to fucking I mean, he felt like he ain't tried hard enough because he was too solid for that. Know what I mean, what you think about the weight thing?
I I think that I think that it was either two things. He was looking for an advantage, one, or he thought that he probably started cutting it, didn't like the way he felt, and he said, fuck it. He saw that it worked in other situations where Shakur did it, still got a chance to fight. Ryan did it to death, still got a chance to fight. And he's thinking because he the A side that everything will be good, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
Sam,
but
yeah, like you said, Samson touched him.
everybody that did it, but everybody that did it before him was less weight than him. He said it was. They said it was 4.3 pounds to 139.3. But in reality, the inside story was. I be hearing shit. The inside story was really 139.9. I heard some shit about that. Yeah.
Huh?
Mhm. But either way, even if it was 139.3, bro, like, nah, man. Know what I mean? And like I said, when the trainer them said they touched him, I was like, this motherfucker's solid. Like you could tell he ain't drained or nothing. Because if he would have tried, if he was really trying, he'd be drained right there when he's sitting there looking. But no, he was looking strong. He was looking strong.
He was looking real brolic.
Yeah, yeah. He was looking strong. So nah, De Los Santos done played it smart. That nigga, yo, he ain't even leave his hotel room that day and got paid. He ain't leave his hotel room and got paid, man. That's crazy.
And who was going to turn down a free lunch? See, here's the thing, right?
Shit.
When Shakur did it, it was against Robson Kaseki, right?
Uh-huh.
It was I think it was like 2.2 or 2.3 pounds. It was
Uh-huh.
not, it was significant, but it wasn't nothing crazy. But Kaseki was promoted by Top Rank, right? So that's in house. They can they can pressure Kaseki and taking that fight. Like, either take it or we shelf you. Edward De
Right.
Los Santos is with PBC. Top Rank can't do a goddamn thing to them.
They ain't got no they ain't got no authority over his ass. Yep. They was like, nah, we gonna just take your money.
Basically, they just gave Edwin, Sam Solikowicz, and Al Heyman a free check and a
Yeah,
vacation.
yeah.
They
Free
probably
money.
hit Virginia Beach after that, yo.
They robbed these niggas with no gun.
Come on.
Yo. But you know what? That's the rules of the game though. That's the rules of the game. They just ain't working. They ain't working your favor, Keyshawn. But you broke them. You thought it was going to happen like other fighters, but you know what? Um, the thing is, with I think with the Haney and the Ryan thing, it probably wouldn't have gone down if Haney made decisions for himself. It probably would have never went down. You heard?
Hey, yo, real fast, right? The Butcher. You a part of the problem, bro. You one of those fans that's a part of the problem.
Who me?
I'm not gonna. No. I said this guy in the comments. You're a part of the
Oh,
problem, bro. Is that you want to brush off mistakes that he made because you like him. Ain't nobody slandering him. Not nobody here. Nobody slandering him.
slandering who?
Very high on Keish. He said the Keyshawn slander. He said ain't
I
nobody
slandered
slandering
him.
him.
I did. I think what he did was some chump shit. He did some nut ass shit, unprofessional shit. He played his fucking self.
Yeah,
What's the lie? Where's
but
the lie?
but but
Where's the
that's not.
lie? He called.
But
You know
wait,
what?
wait.
No. He gave it. No, he gave his little toddler son front row seat to a jumping right to some nut ass shit after making his toddler son lose out on over $1 million. Fuck out of here. He's a nut. He's a
Yo,
nut.
I see dudes talking about what happened, what didn't happen. I was there. I'm not speaking on it because that's not no boxing. That's not no street shit, right? And I was fucking doing an interview at the time. And so I got some of it on fucking camera that I'm not going to release because I'm not fucking TMZ. I don't do shit like that. Y'all raised me better than that. But I know what happened. I saw it. So motherfuckers want to talk about slander this, slander that. Bro, I'm holding him accountable because I like him and I think he could be a better man.
Right.
I don't want him to make the mistakes that I made. I done fucked up some money doing dumb shit. I done fucked up opportunities doing dumb shit. I don't want him to walk
We
that
all
path.
did. Right. I wouldn't want him to walk that path either, but if you want to sit there and jump out there and do it knowing you shouldn't, that's on you. That's on you. Everybody got it. Now, let me tell you something. Everybody has one thing in life that's theirs, man, and that's called a fucking choice. You got a choice to do it, a choice not to do it, man. Make the right one. Make the right one. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something your father said to me, and I'm gonna say this on here. And Keyshawn need to hear this shit. Anybody want to screen record, run that shit back to him? Make sure y'all do this, man, because this is what he need to know. He's trying to make money. He's trying to make generational wealth to feed his family, his grandchildren, his great grandchildren, their grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? He has the talent. He has a lot of talent. He can actually do it. But he got to get his head together, man. It was told to me by my OG, man, like, you can't be a thug and a player at the same time, man. You're going to be a thug. You can spend the rest of your life in prison. You can just end your life and live in the cemetery. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody going to remember you after that. You know what I'm saying? But, like, if you want to get that money, you want to be that player, stay out that nut shit. You can't be a thug and a player at the same time, man. You can't be a thug and a player at the same time. Keyshawn, he trying to be a player, but he trying to be a thug too with that nut shit he did, man. He got to rectify that, man. He got to come up off that the right way. You can't get respect until you respect yourself. Eden, exactly.
And yo,
Yeah.
when motherfuckers keep okaying nut shit and not calling out nut shit, then you get Adrian Bruner. It didn't have to go that way for AB. I don't
Man,
want to see
AB
another
could have
AB.
AB's proud. AB had everything, man, except discipline. He had discipline and a bunch of nut ass motherfuckers around him telling him that the nut shit he was doing was great. You want to know a perfect example? Time we talked about your dad a long time ago, right? What did I say? I said if them yes men he had around him, he could have said, you know what, I'm gonna take a shit on this counter in my bar, and I think that's gonna make the bar sell more liquor. Them yes men would have been like, yeah, man, yeah, yeah, OG, yeah, mom, yeah, yeah, mom. I think you should, right? That's what AB had. AB was taking his shit everywhere he go, and everybody was telling him it smelled good. That shit smell like roses, AB. Do it again. That's real shit. Yeah, man. AB was a winner with like you can't take nothing from him. Fourth division champion. They was already starting. Remember at first he gonna be the next Floyd.
Mm.
Know what I mean? Maybe I don't know, man. I don't. Maybe I should go. Maybe I should get to like my David
GA, hold
Chappelle.
up.
Be like, maybe I should get to my David Chappelle. Be like, they should have never gave you niggas no money. Yo, on some real shit. That's crazy, man. Like how they throw it away. And I think it's more. I think it's more like I said, man. This generation under ours, man, is misguided, man. Is misguided completely,
Bro,
completely.
but you got but one of the reasons is you got dudes like this. Like I, to me that's sucker shit, right? You the man lost. He lost. But niggas in the comments, like you wanna absolve him. Like, nah, man. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. And a lot of times I'll be politically correct because I work in the field, but
Right?
what's wrong is wrong and what's right is right.
Yeah,
Like I said, I was there.
that was wrong.
I'm not speaking on what happened. I'm not going to fucking play the video. I don't do shit like that. But I saw it. And the shit was corny. Deep in his soul, he know it was corny. The shit that happened after was corny, right? And when you do corny shit, you should be called out on doing corny shit. That don't mean
Right.
that that's the end for him. That don't mean that he can't recover. That don't mean that he can't bounce back from this. But it was corny. And his old heads need to call him out on that. He fucked up the money, then he did some corny shit after that because he was in his feelings. I've
That
been in
fucked
my
up
feelings.
more money.
I've done corny shit. Right now, he put himself in a risk where he could be sued, Top Rank could be sued, the venue could be sued. Now he created a situation where he was building something in Norfolk that now is in jeopardy, and he didn't he didn't brought his career 3 or 4 steps back, and his brothers maybe 4 and 5
First of all,
steps back
first of all,
because he's the A side and
I'm
they're
gonna tell
not.
you where he fucked up right there. At. I'm gonna tell you where he fucked up right there. At, right, bro. Keyshawn, you was the next motherfucker that could have brought that part of Virginia up. Because Virginia Beach and Norfolk are right there kissing, just like Philly and Chester, Philly and Norristown, right? Right there, they're kissing Norfolk and Virginia Beach. And you know who was from Virginia Beach? The great Pernell Whitaker, Sweet Pea. He died in the car and get hit by a car on Atlantic Avenue in Virginia Beach. Where years ago in the 90s, that was my spot. That was my vacation spot. Atlantic Avenue, Days in Oceanfront on Atlantic Avenue. You know what I'm saying? That was my spot. Sweet Pea, one of the one of, if not like the best defensive fighter ever. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that Keyshawn needs to look at. Not just the money he's going to make, not just, but just the legacy of your hometown. If you could be the next big thing after Pernell Whitaker, everybody loves Sweet Pete through his ups and downs. Through his ups and downs. Know what I mean? I still think in 1997, I still think he fucked De La Hoya up and got robbed.
Hmm.
October, September, October of '97. Yep, Sweet Pete beat De La Hoya, man. beat him. He beat him and got robbed. Look it
I gotta
up.
go back and watch that fight. I was a
Look at
young boy
yo
watching it,
sweep
and I was
yo
an Oscar De
sweepy
La Hoya
toy.
fan. So
Yo, De La Hoya man threw like 8 power punches. Oh wow, trying to catch him. Sweepy dipped all that shit, slipped it all, then came up, right? Took like 2 steps forward, stopped, turned back, and packed him right in his head, like yeah. Hmm. Sweepy was the man. That's when he was going through it. Sweepy just had a bad run with Trinidad. He had a bad run with Trinidad, but that was right after like real heavy drug use and all that shit. He tried to come back and he ran into Trinidad and it wasn't too good. But if it was Sweepy a couple years prior to that shit, he would have whooped Trinidad ass. I was never a big. I'm Puerto Rican, but I ain't never been a big Trinidad fan. I like him, he did his thing. He did his thing as a Puerto Rican fighter, Puerto Rican champion. But I think he was just me personally. I think his father was a bum, um, and his father had it just happened to be a. His father used to box, so his father fought. I think his father was a bum, and his father just was blessed with a kid with a hellified left hook. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, Tito really got off with his power. I don't think he was. I think De La Hoya beat him. I actually no, De La Hoya didn't beat him. Trinidad didn't beat De La Hoya though. De La Hoya beat himself. De La Hoya beat himself.
I agree with that.
He beat himself. He was fucking Trinidad up. He ran them last. He ran the championship rounds. He should have never did that. But he also said it. I give De La Hoya credit on that because in the interview shortly after that, he said it. Man, he said, "Yo, man, I wasn't feeling good." He said, "I wasn't feeling good that night. The night of the fight, I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling. I was sick." He said, and I was. I thought that by that point, I thought I did enough to have the fight in the bag. And since I wasn't feeling good, he said it. He said Trinidad hits really hard. I felt his power. I felt the punches. He hit really hard, and
Hmm.
I personally felt like I couldn't take. I thought I had it in the bag enough where I felt like I didn't want to take a chance of getting hit by him anymore. You know what I'm saying? He felt like he had it. He felt like he won like 9 rounds to 0, and he felt like he felt like he'd be all right. And they took it from him, and gave it to Trinidad. There's no way in hell any rounds prior to that like the rest could really be like, yo, Trinidad's really doing this fucking thing. Oscar was beating him the whole fight.
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where you can't trust the judges. You always got to step on the gas.
Yeah, yep. You can't leave it in the judge's hands ever, man. They've just been known. Boxing's been known for that. Been known for that for 100 years already, man. Just think about what they do. Some like I think with the Haney and Ryan fight, the ref in that fight, he let Haney get a lot of shit off. He pulled him out of a lot of deep waters right there. Ryan, whether he cheated, whether he came in overweight, whether he was a we didn't know that. We only knew about the weight the night of the fight. We didn't know nothing else the night of the fight. So the night of the fight, what we're seeing him put it on Devin. And we're seeing the ref stepping in at times when he shouldn't have. Now, I mean, I think he had more knockdowns than just them 3 knockdowns. I think it should have been 4. But hey, I wasn't the official in the ring. I wasn't the judges. I ain't have shit. I was just a fan watching the fight. That's just my opinion. But that's reality. That's reality. You can't leave it. You got to go in there. And now it's crazy because you always have fighters that use the sweet science and beat people convincingly. Now you can't really do that today. You really got to go for the gusto, man. Ryan beat him up. You know what, Ryan? I like that you just said that, Eden. That Ryan beat him up because that word means a lot, right? It reminds me of Maidana won. Maidana and Floyd won. Floyd won that fight. If you really watch the fight, if you know some people try to give it to Maidana. Now you watch the fight. Floyd won that fight, but Floyd got beat up for that win. That's why people thought it was no. He got beat up for that win, but he won the fight.
Yo, I'm not giving no credence to a dude that had Captain America Super Soldier Serum, and then
Hold on.
when he goes in
No, no,
there
no.
and
He
he
said
goes in
OG
there, wait,
losing
wait,
me if he was cheating or not. No, no. I
yeah,
said what I meant by that was what I was saying was that the night of the fight, we all we really knew was that Ryan came in overweight, and we knew that Haney took a payment for that. He accepted a payment and decided to go on with the fight. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that Um, you can't use overweight. You can't use
Yo,
overweight the night of the fight because
yo,
he
yeah.
accepted money
Only
for
the
that.
only yeah, the only thing that can't be used as an excuse is the overweight thing because once you accept the
Took that.
money, then it's fair game because you accepted
Right.
compensation for the weight disparity. Now,
No, no, hold
what
on.
can't be argued? Yeah, wait. What can't be
It's the
argued is
PEDs.
the PEDs, right?
Right, but where the
Because
guy got me
then
wrong at, no, no, where the guy got me wrong at was what I was saying earlier was I said during the fight, while we all watched the fight, none of us knew about that Oscar that PED shit. We didn't know any of that was involved until after the fight. During the fight, what you're watching during the fight is what I'm talking about. Not what we found out afterwards and none of that. I'm talking about while we watched the fight.
we got, and I'm like, dude, still talking about the Keyshawn issue. I said what I said. It was corny. He knows it was corny, right? I'm not condemning him for it. I'm just calling it like I see it, and I want him to do better. I'm disappointed, and whether he cares or not, that's cool. But I'm disappointed in him. I expect more, and hopefully he learns from this situation and grows as a man.
Hmm.
I'm not excusing anything. I'm holding him accountable as a young man, a very talented young man that needs to grow. And a lot of people are dependent on him, and he needs to recognize that. Like I said, I made mistakes. I don't want him to walk in my path. I want him to do better. Let's get back
That's
to boxing.
yeah. Let's get back to somebody saying like we're not coming down on Dev. Let me tell you something. Dev's a hell of a fighter. Dev could fight. His last fight wasn't convincing, but you know that's coming off a year layoff, man. The fight he was in, he fought somebody that was on PEDs that we didn't know the day of the fight until after the fight. Um, so it's kind of like a little, still like he in the shell still. You seen in his last fight. Yeah, I think he should take a few tune-up fights or something, and not just go for elite coming in right now after what happened with the Ryan situation. And like the whole point of that was that he got beat up in that fight. Know what I mean? And the ref, like for the ref could have stopped the fight. He could have stopped the fight. He chose not to. He chose not to, but he could have stopped it. If he would have stopped it, what would have happened? Everybody would have been, yeah, it deserves to be stopped. He kept dropping him, whether he got up or not. He kept going down, whether he got up or not. Um, just it all. It's like I said, man. It's kind of like the Fury and Wilder fight, their first fight. Wilder dropped him, bang, 12th round. 9 out of 10 referees would wave that shit off immediately when they see him out there. He crucified on the canvas, right?
Mm.
What did that referee do? He started to count. Fury got up. Now, people say that referee, nah, that's the fucking rules. It's up to the referee. It's in his discretion to go and count. You understand what I'm saying? Most, like I said, 9 out of 10. See a motherfucker down like this, they're quick. Done. He didn't. He didn't.
Yo, what did you? What we got coming up this week? Oh, Africa, Africa versus Cambosos. You wanted to talk about that?
You want to talk about George? I like George, man. I like George. You know what? I like George because George comes to fight. George comes to fight. He got that win on Tio. He went back to Australia. He took his losses to Haney, not one but two at home. Remember we were talking about how you lose at home?
Mm.
Imagine having a motherfucker coming from another country, not another city, not another state, another country, to your country. Your whole country is going for you, not just your city. You know what I'm saying? And Cambosa took them 2 L's. He took them with class. You got but like, so I like George because he always comes to fight. He ain't beating Richardson. It ain't happening. He's limited. He's limited. He comes to fight. He's coming to put up, but he's limited. I think he's
I
limited.
Yo, one of the things, safe, Africa not weak. Don't do that. One of the things that people need to take into account is hometown fights are hard.
A lot of
There's a
pressure.
there's a
There's a
there's
lot
a
of
lot of
pressure.
pressure. There's a lot going on. Like there's a lot more people around than a regular fight. Where a regular fight you only allow like a certain amount of people in the entourage, but hometown fights it'd be like 30 motherfuckers in the back, and you know
Not
what I
even
mean.
that. And then the crowd is
Carry out what you
your whole
do.
city. The
Yeah,
crowd is your whole city.
and so
You're trying to put on for your city. You're trying
yeah,
to put on
it's
for
a
your
lot of
city,
it's a
man.
lot of pressure. It's like, bro, like I've seen it. I've literally seen dudes realize like, yo, I don't want to do another fight at home. Like, nah,
Mhm.
it's
It's
way
not.
it's way more pressure.
Some people feel like it's a jinx in a way. Some people feel like it's a
Nah,
jinx, and it's
nah.
really more of the pressure that you're speaking of, man. I think it's more pressure. Like you don't want to lose. You know they're watching. You know they're looking. And if you're a motherfucker from Philly, like let's take Boots for instance. Our young boy, that's my man, right? We love Boots. If he was to lose in Philly, you know how Philly ride motherfuckers, man. They loving him right now. They
Wait,
loving him right now.
wait. Big difference is ain't nobody going to jump fucking whoever beats. If somebody beats Boots, ain't nobody going to ain't
And
nobody going to jump him.
right,
Ain't nobody going to attack him. Ain't nobody doing none of that shit.
yeah,
Right?
we know that. But what I'm saying, no, what I'm saying, what I mean is like, could you imagine if he took a L here in Philly? Like we love him. You know what I'm saying? Like the pressure's on,
Dude,
man. The pressure's on.
if Boots took a L in Philly, it would be bad. And I'm talking about the criticism and shit. It would be really, really bad. But the
Right. That's what I
criticism,
mean.
what I was saying is the criticism will be directed towards him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it? That's the truth,
No,
though.
no, I was taking a shot at the motherfuckers like okay and the the nut shit. It's like if a dude loses in Philly, right? He's gonna get criticized. It's that simple.
Right. Yeah. No, but I'm just saying. I mean, I'm talking more of the point of like losing in your city, and you know how Philly is. You see what happens with Philly. Just go to the Eagle game. We ain't got to talk boxing. We talk football. Go to the Eagle game and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? They're the hardest. Yo, Philly is your hardest critics if you're an athlete, if you're a star from here, if you're anything from
Yeah.
here. Yo, your city is that's everywhere. As a matter of fact, like yo, strangers gonna love you before your own people do. You know,
In
it's like that.
Philly, in Philly, you get criticized and wins. If we don't like the way that you look, if we
Well,
expecting a knockout, you get a decision.
not New York, not in New York, not in New York, not in New York. Niggas like Balanga gets fucking. They get praised for losing to Canelo. They get praised. I lasted 12 rounds. Hello?
Yeah.
I lasted 12 rounds with Canelo. I'm on a fucking parade.
Yo, yo, and yo, that's legitimate criticism, right? Because Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter, but ain't nobody going to praise Boots for not getting knocked out by Bud. We expect him to win that fight.
Hmm?
He's going there
Right,
to win.
right, right.
Like we ain't no
We ain't not getting
consolation
parade, but
prizes. You know what
you
I'm
know,
saying?
it's kind of like if you want to take it there, right? Canelo's a hell of a fighter. He beat him. He lasted 12 rounds with Canelo. Canelo lasted 12 rounds with Floyd, right? But Canelo at the end of the fight was like, nah, he's a good fighter, man. He's real elusive, man. Hard to hit. I thought I could hit him, and I kept missing him. Now, I mean, he was saying all that shit at the end of the fight. But Berlanga, his thing was, I lasted 12 rounds with Canelo. What the fuck is that? Did they give him like 1 round in that fight? They gave him 1 round, didn't they?
No, I think Edgar probably won like 2 rounds.
Nah, get out of here. He ain't wearing shit, man. Once he caught that left and went down in round 3, guess what? His main punch is what? That right hand, right?
He kept that
He
shit
kept
home.
that he kept that motherfucker right here, not to get hit with another left again. He kept that motherfucker right here and never utilized the motherfucker. Now he was like stuck. And if I let it go, I might get hit again. No, I mean he didn't do shit. I'm Puerto Rican, and I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck about him at all, at
You hit him with
all,
a
at all. I don't think he can fight. The last motherfucker he just fought came up with how many? He can't fight. What you gonna say?
you rough on Edgar, yo.
I'm not rough on Edgar. I'm real on Edgar. I'm not gonna tell you what the fuck you want to hear. You want me to tell you, yo, you lasted with 12, you lasted 12 rounds with Canelo, you the man. I'll never tell you that. You lost, nigga. The fuck out of here. Nah. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Nah. Bro, you're not who you say you are. You are not who you say you are. He lasted 12 rounds with Canelo. He thinks he can get a big payday with his next bum that he fights. Who the fuck he fought? Who he fought? We got like 18 fights. Who he fought in them 18 fights? 21. We got like 21 fights, 18 knockouts, some shit like that. Who he fought? Besides Canelo, and he lost.
All right, so the next fight is going to be a good one. Hamza Shiraz. That's a good fight.
I want Shabab to fuck his ass up.
Y'all, come on, Rob.
But I'm a realist. I'm a realist. I don't think Malanga can fight. He can talk shit, but he can't fight. Let me tell you who can talk shit and is more accomplished than him. And he can't even box for real, for real. He was just a wild motherfucker. Ricardo Mayorga. He talked good shit, but at least he got more accomplishments than Edgar Berlanga, man. Real shit. In
I
the same
actually
amount of
think
time they was in the game.
I think Edgar going to get Shiraz.
Lucky punch. Lucky punch. Well, Sharab ain't like he's not all right, well, you want Edgar to show me something? He had the weight class. Fight David Morrell.
Dave Morrell moved up to 75, and that's not a good fight for Edgar. That'll be bad.
David Morrell beat the shit out of him. He'll
All right,
beat the shit out of him.
yo, I got some news for y'all, right? And normally I don't do this, right? But I'm gonna give y'all one. If Berlanga beats Shiraz, look out for Charlo versus Berlanga.
Charlo gonna beat his ass. That's one of the few times I'm a root for Charlo. That's one of the few times I'm a root for Charlo. Excuse me.
Hey, Bug gonna
Yeah.
stop Canelo. I don't know yet.
I don't know. I don't know. Now, you know what the thing with Bud is though? Bud is naturally strong too. Like people don't know, he has like a crazy wrestling background. Have you heard of that?
Yeah,
He has a crazy wrestling background. Like, Bud been doing shit like athletic shit for a long time. Like he's you never know what you could get from Bud. You never know what you. My only, like I said, my only concern is the fact that he only had one try at 154. He was really 140, 147. So he's really, to me, I feel like he's really taking the leap from 147 to 168. I'm not counting the 154. That was a little rough fight for him too, but it was only one getting his feet wet in that division. I think it's hard. It's not like I said, it's not like Amir Khan going from 147 to 160 to fight Canelo. No, I mean, well, 168, a stronger Canelo, a more comfortable Canelo. You understand what I'm saying? I think Canelo's more comfortable at 168 than he was at 160.
I want to see who wins on the inside.
On the what? On the inside?
I think when Canelo closes the distance, King Crawford fight him on the inside in pockets. Not the whole fight, but in certain
Not
exchanges, King Crawford win some exchanges
can
on the
he?
inside.
Yeah, yeah. Crawford can win some of the. He could win some. He's not going to win all of them, and that's not going to be a good fight for him to be inside like that. Canelo is hard, man. He's comfortable at that weight, and he hits very fucking hard, man. Um, I don't know. Like I said, man, the main thing that concerns me, like Bud, to me, I think Bud is a very, very good fighter, great fighter, great fighter. Um, but even like just jumping around like that's never been good. Look at one of the best ever, Roy Jones Jr. Went jumping up, went in the fucking heavyweight, came back down to light heavyweight and lost. You know what I'm saying? Tarver had his number. He ain't never been the same since. Since that first Tarver knockout, he was never the same ever since. After that, he lost to the Jamaican guy, Glenn Johnson. I don't know if you remember that one. After the
Yeah, I
Tarver
remember that.
fight, Floyd fought again. He fought Glenn Johnson, Jamaican guy. Glenn Johnson knocked him the fuck out, but at one point, Roy was just up on the rope on some like just sitting there on the rope, just looking at it. Johnson was just like, poof, wow. Roy was like, all right now. Like, he just waited to get punched in his fucking face, I think, to me when they fought. But a lot of that had to do with Roy jumping up. He wanted to be great. He dared to be great. Now, I mean, he dared to be great. He went up to heavyweight, beat John Ruiz, Puerto Rican guy, first Puerto Rican American heavyweight champion ever. That was John Ruiz. Um, and Roy went up from light heavy up to heavyweight and beat him. Got a heavyweight title. So he
Yeah,
did. He reached what he wanted, but coming back down from it hurt him. But invite someone against the ropes like Floyd used to and abuse them. Canelo does that too. Canelo goes on the road and be like,
I'm trying to think. What
that's
else
the
we? What
thing.
else we got
No,
there?
no, somebody, no, no, somebody just said it right there. Fernandez, he just said it. He's going to frustrate Canelo. That's what we got to watch with Bud. We got, but Canelo, I don't think Canelo's like easily frustrated. Look how many fights he had. Look at all the people on his resume. Hard to
Mm.
frustrate him like that too. He's fought every style.
Yeah, that's the one thing I can say is that Canelo has faced a Terence Crawford before. Terence Crawford's never faced a Canelo.
Fought every style. Yeah. And he said,
Okay,
Bud just wants
Canelo
a
has
big
faced
payday. Hold on up.
Canelo has
Somebody said, look, PJ said Bud just wants a big payday. Nah, man, Bud deserves a big payday. What was you going to say about Canelo?
no. I'm saying that one advantage that Canelo does have is Canelo's seen the best version of the black style, right? The
Hmm?
black American style. He's seen the best version of that. I can't say that Crawford's ever seen a Canelo because I know Floyd and Crawford is different, but if I fought Floyd, I feel comfortable going in there with
I'm
Crawford.
sorry. Right?
You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
Crawford,
It,
Canelo has fought, yeah, like you said, he fought
it's
every
like
style.
if I,
Somebody said he was frustrated. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Chris Cash, if I play Michael Jordan, you think I'm going to be fearful of getting in there with Kobe? Think about it in that terms. I didn't see it already. If I didn't see Mike, yeah, Kobe and Mike are slightly different, but I didn't see the best version of that. So
Hold on,
yeah,
I just see some shit. There's a blueprint to beat Canelo. There's no blueprint to beat Bud. Now, Floyd said that shit a long time ago. But Canelo, the only people that figured out the blueprint was Floyd and Duvall.
he's not putting runners on his
And I
shows
don't
no
think
more, bro.
Turkey gonna put whatever on the show that's gonna make money. Bud more vicious than Floyd. Mm, I don't know, because there once was this guy called Pretty Boy Floyd. That was a vicious motherfucker too.
Chris, I didn't say that he wouldn't lose to Bud. I said that he's seen that before. He's seen the best version, arguably the best version of black style, our style, black American style, right? So at least I have something to work off of. It's not going to be a culture shock.
Absolutely.
Me getting in there with a fucking slick, elite slick black guy with speed, power, etc. That's not yeah. But Crawford's never seen a Canelo.
Mm-mm.
Canelo's seen somebody that was arguably better than Crawford.
You see all the time, if prepare Bud is going to go in on what he's doing. All right. Bud fought Spence like he's been training for him his whole life. With all this time, to prepare Bud is going to go in on what he do. You said, see that I just said that earlier. We were talking about that earlier. How Bud is looking real heavy. He did a little workout there. What was I saying earlier? Bud should be training as of now for September. Then, then who was it that just wrote that? That Cyrus, right? Cyrus.
Yeah, yeah,
If he
Cyrus.
was, I believe what you're saying. I was saying that earlier. If Bud was to be one of them fighters right now, to be like, um, no, I gotta stay in the gym. I gotta stay active. I gotta stay in weight. I gotta stay right. I gotta stay. But he's not. He's walking around right now like 190 fucking pounds. He was doing a little workout the other day. Looked slow. The other day he was looking slow and shit like that. Looking too heavy. Like this is a big move for Bud. This is a fight that he wanted, right? Because he knows it's a big payday. This is retirement. Let's be honest. If y'all think this ain't Bud ain't doing this because he's like, I'm about to be up out of here soon. He ain't no spring chicken. You know what I'm saying? So if he take it like he's supposed to, then I could. But right now I'm not giving him too much. He's not being the Crawford that we know.
Yo, I'm tired of using. I'm not putting like the running shit, right? You see showbiz talk about that. Here's the reality, right? You hear the terminology running from dudes that don't have the ability to move. And the only chance they have of winning fights against certain guys is if they stand right there. That's not boxing, right?
That's
Just
it. Come on, that,
it's the it's the
that's brain
I,
damage.
yo wait, it's the equivalent, right, of being in MMA and then Dana White like I'm not putting any more wrestlers on my cards. You know, what I mean, wrestling's boring and you're not throwing enough punches, so I'm not putting any wrestlers on my cards. Use whatever style you use to win. Whatever style is going to help you win, that's the style that you use. Everybody has different gifts. If you're a puncher, punch. If you're a quick fighter, be quick. Be elusive. Box.
No, let me tell you something. Hold on. Somebody said something about. Hold on. Bud is looking sharp, but looking a little slow. Thank you, Swindle. You said that. Somebody said he got gained out of that. Somebody said something. Bud didn't look slow in the start of his training. Don't start that now. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, he did. And somebody said something about Bud not wanting a payday. Like, no, Bud is chasing greatness. He is. He is. But how many times could Bud have fought like anything? Like how many times could he try to get a fight with Canelo? Never attempted it, did he? Did he? I just want to know, did he ever attempt to fight with a Canelo? Did he ever attempt to go 2, 3 fucking weight classes above his natural weight class to go to fight anybody?
No, but I actually have a little bit of insight into that, and I'm gonna tell you why. All right, I appreciate the $5 super chat from my man Flaboy. Please keep on doing what you're doing, YSM. Respect. I just copped my plane ticket and hotel for September 13th. I think this is bigger than Florida and Canelo. Okay. All right. So, yo, what if I told you that Bill Haney is behind Terence Crawford moving up to Canelo?
I don't like that guy, man. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
but
man.
wait. A week after, a week after Canelo, I'm sorry, Crawford Spence, I ran into Bill Haney in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He was training a guy named Jordan White, right? And go, yo, you can go. I got the interview. You can listen to it. He says that he told Bud, or he said that he told Bud, or he was saying it to me. I think he told Bud that he should go after Canelo. and I was the first dude that Bill said that on his platform. I got that interview. You could look up YSM, Bill Haney, and Canelo Crawford. You will find it.
Okay,
It was
now
a week after they fought.
probably Bill Haney telling him try to get that fight, man. Like, that's a good fight for you to get a cash out. I know you're almost out of here. Like, I think, I think, I think a good portion of that, a good percentage of that is Bud chasing greatness. That's what he does. But I respect Bud. I don't want anybody to think that in any way I don't have respect for Bud. I think Bud is a hell of a fighter. I fuck with Bud. Like Jamel, his biggest fight was with Spence. I was a Spence fan, but what did I tell you? I got Bud on this one. I got Bud beating Spence. A lot of people thought I wasn't. They thought I was lying at first. Nah, they were like, "You sure?" Yeah, man. I got Bud. Bud did what he was supposed to do. He did more than I even thought he was going to do. Yeah, I think he did more than any of us thought he was going to do to Spence. A lot of us thought he was going to win. Some of us thought he wasn't. But nobody thought he was going to do it like that. And
No,
guess
all
what?
right. So
Nobody was overweight. There was no PEDs. That was a straight.
nope, it was just an ass whooping.
He handled it. He put on. He came in and put on. So Bud could
Hey
do
yo,
a lot. It's just the weight that concerns me, man.
it's not just the weight. The reason why I got a 50-50 is because Canelo has the same flaw that he had 10 years ago. You can't cut the ring off, right? And Canelo has struggled with that style, even though Bud is not as defensively responsible as those other guys, but he's more offensive than they are. But at the same time, Canelo ain't no stiff 168. He's a very skilled 168. And he got a dynamite chin. And here's the other factor. Canelo on the scorecards, if if Canelo could get his ass whipped for 12 rounds by the greatest A side boxing's ever seen and get a
A split
115
decision.
115 scorecard, the Terence Crawford fans need to be concerned about how the scorecards gonna look. Floyd's the greatest A side in the history of the sport. I'm just saying.
Floyd's the best businessman in the sport. Yeah, he definitely took that part of the sport over. But they say when people sit there and say the greatest ever, I'm one of Floyd's biggest fans because I know boxing.
No, I said the
Okay,
greatest A side, meaning he sold
I
the
know,
most.
I know, I know, I know, I know what you're saying there. I know what you're saying there, and I'm glad you said it that way because there's people that always want to argue the fact of Floyd calling himself the best ever. I don't think he can. Best welterweight of his era, yeah, but ever, no. I don't even know. There's never going to be a title for anybody for that.
I agree.
Not me. You're looking at motherfuckers like you go back and look at motherfuckers like Willie Pett, who fought like 200 times a year. These motherfuckers fighting 2 times a year.
Henry Armstrong,
These
like
motherfuckers
three
strap their
time,
boots 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? These
yo,
motherfuckers strap their
three.
boots up.
Henry Armstrong's at what? 3 time undisputed
Uh huh.
champion.
Uh huh. And
Sandy Sadler,
how many
Ezra
times did they
Charles, Archie
fight?
Moore. Yeah,
My thing is, how many times did they fight in a year? How many times did they fight in a year compared to these
they
little divas like the Canelo, even Floyd, you got to give that to Floyd. Pretty boy Floyd was doing this thing, right? Money Mayweather, one of the biggest divas in boxing when it comes to how many times a year you're going to fight, on what dates you're going to fight. Like, and I'm one of Floyd's biggest fans. I know boxing. I like what he's done, like fighting wise. I seen him going from being an ultimate offensive fighter as Pretty Boy. And it's like but Floyd does this. He don't got knockout power. How many wins Floyd got? 50 wins, 50 and 0, right?
yeah, I think
He got
25
26,
knockouts,
26.
25, 26
Yeah,
knockouts. Yeah,
26 knockouts. He got more than half his wins in knockout. He has he has knockout power, right? But he was breaking his hands through that shit. And after a while, we all know his stamina. How good his stamina, how disciplined he was when it came to training. We're at the 11th round, going into the 12th round. He's running back to his corner, smiling, while his opponents go walking. Slow walk is his quarter, breathing heavy. It's like one of them things like, yo, I'm breaking my hands every other fight, but I could easily beat these pussies up like this. That's when the sweet science came in. And motherfuckers, that's what people don't respect. They don't respect the sweet science. They respect brain damage. That's when Floyd got all the hate. Who was hating Floyd as Pretty Boy?
Nobody.
Name one person that hated Floyd as Pretty Boy Floyd. But when he got smart, when he fought Ricky Hatton, when he was gonna fight Ricky Hatton, he got on the podium. People want to know I'm the highest paid fighter in the game, and I take the least amount of punishment. Right there, he ended his sentence and spoke sign language after that. He did this. Brains, man, like I'm easily beaten up like this. What'd he do? He got Hatton out of there, what, the 11th round? You know what I'm saying? They're not going to last with him with that.
Clarence, what
I
up?
think,
Hey,
I
hey,
think, I
Realm.
think,
Go ahead, make your point.
not that I think people, some people don't really respect every aspect of boxing and understand why certain fighters go from one way to like Shakur. They say Shakur is boring. Shakur can fight. But Shakur's having the same Floyd problems with his hands. He's going to
Yeah,
be a more defensive Shakur all the time now.
and I'm definitely worried about Core in that
In his
sense.
next fight,
Like, no, I'm worried about his hands. I'm like, all right, so if there's a situation where his hands not gonna be able to hold up, then he might as well run it with Dev, run it with everybody in a row.
mm-hmm.
Tank all them get all your legacy fights off in a row because you're not going to be around boxing too much longer.
Yep.
But Chief, we got 3 minutes left, right? This is
Okay.
what I need from you. I need official predictions, right? First one, Richardson Hitchings, George Cambosos.
Hitch, Hitchison, Richardson, Richard Hitchison. Go ahead.
Manny Pacquiao, Mario Barrios.
I'm gonna go with the old head on that one.
Pacquiao? Okay.
I'm gonna go with Pacquiao.
Sh-
Barrios ain't really. I think once he goes up against like someone else in that division, a title holder, he gonna lose that belt.
O'Shaquie Foster, Stephen Fulton.
Hmm. Fulton. I'm gonna give it to Fulton.
Okay.
Hmm.
Shakur
Who else?
Stevenson, William Zepeda.
That one I don't wanna. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Um, I like Shakur because, like I said, I'm a fan of boxing. I like Shakur. Um, but Zepeda ain't no joke. He's coming with the pressure. He's coming to fight. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very, very hard for Shakur to keep him off him and think he's just going to keep spinning around all night. Now, I mean, but then again, Shakur is a defensive master, so we got to see if he can neutralize the pressure. It's going to be that's a hard one to either way. That could go either way. Styles make fights. Now, will Shakur really frustrate him with his defensive style? Will he frustrate the pressure fighter, or is the pressure fighter going to roll him over? I don't know.
All right.
That's a hard
So
one.
they asking for the last question, and then we heading out to be this official prediction: Bud versus Canelo. You got to give a prediction.
My concern is the weight. My concern is still the weight.
You
What
got to give
Bud
me
is
one.
he going to get at that weight? My thing is that
Come on, Chief.
I'm gonna save it to the long shot. I'm gonna save it a long shot, man. I'm gonna say it to my heart. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Canelo. And you know I'm not a Canelo fan.
Yeah, you're a Canelo
I
hater.
think, yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be. I think the weight is going to be too much for Bud because he's not. It's not like he's coming up to 168 and fighting a fucking Berlanga. It's not like he's fighting Caleb Plant. He's fighting Canelo, and it's not even. It's not even about like. I think Crawford got more skills than Canelo, but Canelo has that granite chin to take all that shit. I don't think Bud could knock Canelo out, and unless you whoop Canelo ass, you're not going to get a decision on Canelo, man. I don't see them giving Canelo a decision.
Okay.
I mean, I don't
Well,
see them giving Bud a decision over Canelo. You understand what I'm saying? I can't see Bud getting a
no, I
decision over
feel you,
Canelo.
and that's one of my worries. But yo, Chief, appreciate you hopping on, man. Let
Always,
them know
man.
where to find you.
Oh, always, man. I'm a clapper guy, man. I'm a clapper guy. I'm always showing the fights on Clapper. I'm always streaming the fights on Clapper. It's like TikTok is similar. It's real similar to TikTok. Missing some features. But that's it. That's the only thing there. I go on there. I play music, this and that. Go around DJing. Saturday night, this Saturday, June 14th, I'll be in Orlando, Florida, DJing at Cuba Libre with Frankie Cutlass, Mr. Puerto Rico, ho, that dude. We're gonna be in Cuba Libre in Orlando, Florida this Saturday. I'll be taking the trip tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow. Heading out to Florida. I'll be out there all week. Come back next week. The business as usual. But yeah, that's where we at with it.
All right. This is the legendary DJ Ron. Uh,
That's me.
showing some love. Hit the like
uh-huh.
button, hit the subscribe button. We out of here, man. Appreciate you, OJ.
Love you, man. Be good, kid.